Hi, I'm Helen. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope you enjoy this class. Please hit the subscribe button and share this class with anyone that you think would benefit. Today we're going to focus all on the shoulders, so be building strength and also mobility in the shoulders as well. Just to let you know, I have 3 live workshops coming up. 2 are yoga for the menopause. One will be focusing on brain fog, lack of concentration, overwhelm, anxiety, and the other one will be focusing on the symptoms of the perimenopause, which in general are hot flashes, night sweats, anger, irritability. I also have a Kundalini yoga workshop, which is in September. Kundalini is a yoga practice that focuses on the energy systems of the body, balancing the lunar and solar sides of us. And when these are balanced, we can reach our highest potential. All of these workshops are online. If you click the link below this video, it will take you to my website where you'll be able to find all the details. Anyway, without further ado, we'll start today's class. So come to sit on the shins like I am. If this is a little bit too much, you can always get a blanket. Place it underneath the sit bones, just makes it a little bit more accessible. Or what you can do is grab a yoga block or a hardback book and just place it under the sit bones and sit like this. So whatever feels good for you. So get your position. We'll just spend a moment settling in. Bring the palms into the lap with the palms facing upwards. Relax the shoulders, big exhale through the mouth. Close the eyes if it feels comfortable. And just settle here for a moment. Thanking yourself for taking this time out of your day to spend on your mat. All the moments we spend on our mat are never lost. They're always so beneficial to the heart, to the body, and to the mind. And then if you have your eyes closed, just gently open them. So we'll start with the 3-part Daoist breath, just to warm up the upper body, get the prana flowing, and helping you feel really energized. So on an inhale, palms come up to the sky. As you exhale, bring the hands behind the head and push out to the side as strong as possible. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders, chest lifts, head lifts, looking up to the sky. Exhale, round the upper back, pushing forward. Inhale, flip the palms, come back up to the sky. And as you exhale, use the strength of the core, come forward into a child's pose. Inhale, draw the elbows back to the hips and arms come up again. Exhale, push out to the side as strong as possible. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders, chest lifts, look up. Exhale, round that back, pushing forward as if you're pushing through water. Inhale, flip the palms back up to the sky. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, draw the elbows to the hips and back up to the sky. Exhale, push out to the side as strong as you can. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders, looking up, chest lifts. Exhale, round the back, pushing forward. Inhale, flip the palms to the sky. Exhale, forward into child's pose. Inhale, bring the elbows back, palms lift. Exhale, push out to the side. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders, look up. Exhale, round the upper back, pushing forward. Inhale, flipping the palms. Exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, elbows to the ribs, then back up to the sky. Exhale, push out to the side. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back, pushing forward. Inhale, flip the palms back up. Exhale, fold forward into child's pose and just stay here for a moment. You can stack the fists one on top of the other and just release the third eye to your fists. Relax the shoulders. Stay here and breathe for a moment. Observing the body. Should feel kind of energized. Maybe you feel a tingling or that prana flowing. And then inhale, slowly come up. And come over onto the hands and knees. Hands are stacked directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Tops of the feet release to the floor into a really stable tabletop. So we'll just work a little bit on waking up the spine some more. So on an inhale, the belly dips, the chest lifts, head comes up. And as you exhale, round the lower back, protracting the shoulders, head comes down. Inhale, head lifts, belly dips. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift for cow. Exhale, round for cat. One more time. Inhale, lift for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And back to neutral. So keeping the left hand planted underneath the left shoulder. Inhale this right arm up to the sky. Really stretching out of that shoulder joint. And as you exhale, we're going to come down, threading the needles and bringing the right shoulder down and the right ear down. Maybe you extend the left arm forward with the palm flat to the earth. Or what you can do is lift the left arm, internally rotate the shoulder, fold it back behind and maybe grab the inside of the right thigh. So this brings a little bit more opening in the left shoulder. Always do the version that feels good for you. Few breaths here. Then come out the way you went in. So if you've got the arm tucked or extended in front, inhale it back up to the sky. Exhale, the palm comes down underneath the left shoulder. Inhale the right arm back up. And exhale, release. Side B. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. And exhale, thread underneath. Left ear to the floor. Your weight is on the left shoulder. The right arm can come in front, or inhale the right arm up and then internally rotate that shoulder. Maybe grab the inside of the left thigh. Breathe in here. Feeling the stretch. Weight is on that front of the side of the left shoulder. Then inhale, right arm back up to the sky, plant it underneath the shoulder. Inhale, left arm lifts back up. And exhale, left hand comes down. So bring the hands directly underneath the shoulders and we'll step back into a plank pose. This is a great strengthener for the shoulders and the upper body, in fact the whole body. So step that right foot back, left foot back to meet it. Weight is over the wrists. Engage the core, engage the legs, and breathe here. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. Just find a fixed point. Focus on your breathing. Check in with the legs, so they're engaged. Check in with the abs, so they're engaged. Almost there. Equal weight in both hands. And then bring the knees down and just sit back into child's pose. Maybe bringing the head down, or you can stack the fists. And then come back up. Plant the hands about One handprint in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes, and we'll come up into downward facing dog. So alignment here, feet is around hip distance, hands around shoulder distance, sit bones to the sky. You can bend the knees, and then when you're ready, just start to descend the heels, really lengthening the spine here. Ears are between the biceps, gazing point is around 3/4 of the way back on your mat, and just start to settle here, grounding down into the pads of the fingers, the pads of the knuckles, making sure there's weight on the inner hand as well. And we'll start to do some plank rolls. So on an inhale, using the strength of the core, we'll come forward into plank. So you might need to adjust your feet a little bit. Exhale, rounding back to dog. Nice mindful movements. Inhale, rounding forward to plank. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. So using the strength of the belly here. Exhale, back to dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, back to dog. On an inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step forward between the hands. So get there any way you can. To send this back knee down. Right knee's directly above right ankle. And then the inhale will come up into this low lunge. So ground down into the knee on the left leg, and that really activates the psoas. Pull this right hip back, left hip coming forward. We're going to bring the right arm over the top of the left for eagle arms. So your position may be to just do this and hug. Maybe you can bring the backs of the hands together, or maybe you can do the full eagle wrap, lifting the elbows up, maybe pulling the forearms away from the body, and you can feel it a little bit more in the shoulders. Stay here for a few breaths, deep and even breathing. Enjoying this stretch, it always feels so good. You may be limited here with how much you can wrap by the size of your forearms, or tightness in the chest or in the shoulders. And then release that, lift the arms up to the sky. Inhale and exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, left foot steps up, right knee descends, get a stable base. Now body comes up. Left hip comes back, right hip comes forward. Release the back toes. Really ground down that right knee into the earth, and you feel this psoas opening. And then the left arm this time will come over the right. Get the wrap that suits you. Lifting the elbows. Maybe pulling the forearms away from the face. Breathe in here. Just getting into the upper back here. And inhale, arms come back up. Plant the hands, the back toes, step back, downward facing dog. So inhale, we're going to roll forward to plank, just work on a little bit of shoulder strength. So bring the right elbow down and the left. We're in forearm plank. So there's a couple of ways to do this. You can have your arms parallel. A more accessible version is palms together. I like to keep my arms parallel because I find it trains the shoulders for forearm stand. Keep the body parallel to the earth, engage the legs, engage the core. Shoulders are over elbows. Neck is long. Breath is even. Stay here for a little bit longer. So this version of plank is a bit tougher than the one on the hands because the body is more parallel to the earth, so it involves a little bit more strength. And then descend the belly down. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So elbows are just in front of the shoulders. Pull the shoulders back, lift the head, and just settle here for a moment. Reconnecting with your breathing. And then plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Come up to a high cobra or upward facing dog. And then back to downward facing dog. Reconnect. And we'll move into another shoulder strengthener. Dolphin pose. So you can bring the elbows down one at a time or both together. So you're in downward facing dog on the elbows. Again, you can keep the forearms parallel, or you can bring the palms together and just start to walk the feet in. So this will depend on the flexibility of the hamstrings. This is a great shoulder opener and shoulder strengthener. We always want to get that balance between strength and flexibility. When we're too flexible, we tend to sit in the joints. And if we're really strong, sometimes we lack the flexibility. So our yoga practice is an ongoing mission to find this balance. And then step the feet back, bring the knees down and just come into a brief child's pose, forehead to the earth. Hands can come behind. Breathe here. So we'll do dolphin again, and this time raising the legs. So you may think this is tough, and dolphin is tough, but the more we practice it, the stronger we become. So grounding the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Lift the seat to the sky, maybe walk in a bit. So get your sable base, palms grounded. Then on an inhale, the right leg comes up to the sky. Hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release down. Second side. Left leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release down. Knees come down, child's pose. You can bring the hands back by the feet and just surrender here. Reconnecting with your breathing. Should be feeling the shoulders really juiced up now. Then inhale, come back up. So we'll start to do a little flow to get into the shoulders a bit more. So hands come forward, tuck the toes and come back into downward facing dog. Settle here for 1 breath. Then inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps up between the hands. Left hand remains underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, right arm to the sky for an easy twist. And exhale, right hand comes back down, ground into that front heel. Inhale, up, high lunge. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Really keeping the arms straight and strong, feeling all that strength. And as you exhale, bring that hands behind into reverse namaste. If that's not within your practice, you can just grab your elbows. Breath or two here. And inhale, release. We'll open into warrior two. So heel to arch alignment, front knee over front ankle. Hips are parallel to the earth. Arms out to a T, facing over the front hand. Breathe here. Arms are straight and strong, shoulders relaxed. And inhale, flip the palm, reverse warrior. Forgot the name of it then. So try not to dump all the weight into that back hand. Use the strength of the core. And inhale, we'll come back up. Reverse namaste again. And maybe you can hook it inside this front leg for, I don't even know what this is called, side angle, reverse namaste. You can always do this just like that as well. Really opening the chest to the side. Then inhale back up to warrior two. Plant the hands, step back, plank, vinyasa, facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up between the hands, grounding that right hand underneath the shoulder. Inhale, left arm to the sky for easy twist. So trying to keep the hips parallel to the earth, the twist coming from the back. Arms are straight and strong. Even breaths. And exhale, release the hand, ground into the front heel. Up we come, high lunge. Arms straight and strong. And then reverse namaste, or grabbing the elbows. If you grab the elbows, grab the other one first, if you can remember. It'll be the funky feeling way. Few breaths here. And come into warrior two. So heel to arch alignment. Arms out to a T. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Front knee over front ankle. Back arch is active. Lift the toes up so you're not gripping them. Breathe here. Then inhale, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Making sure that front knee remains bent. Reaching out of the waist. Then inhale, come back up. Reverse namaste. Maybe hooking this elbow, or you can do this with grabbing the elbows behind, reaching out of the waist. Even breathing. And inhale, warrior two. Plant the hands, step back, vinyasa or straight to dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath to reconnect. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps up. Come up, high lunge. I'm going to move into eagle from here. So right arm is over the left. So if you remember this from earlier in the class, you can just grab the shoulders, or you can wrap. Ground down into this front foot. Get a stable base, and using the strength of the core, we'll come up. Left leg comes over right. Bend in the knees, locking the legs together. Lifting the elbows, fixed gazing point. Core is engaged. Root lock is engaged. Even breathing. The more you lock those legs together, the more stable. We'll come out the way we went in. So grounding down into that right foot, unravel the left leg, step back into high lunge with eagle arms. And from here, release the arms. Left arm comes up, bend the elbow, maybe stay here, or internally rotate this right shoulder and interlace for cow face arms in a high lunge. Breathe, focus. And then slowly release, pushing the arms out to the side. Back up to the sky. Plant the hands. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Whew, I'm dripping with sweat. It's a very hot day. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up. Come up, high lunge. And this time, the left arm goes over the right. Lift the elbows. I think I'm doing the opposite side. Do the opposite side to what you did the first time. Breathe here. Getting used to this arm position. And we'll step into eagle on the other side. So really make a mind and body connection with the earth with that front foot. You activate the core. Inhale, step forward. Right leg comes over, left knee. Maybe you do a double wrap. Locking those legs together, activating your root lock. Activating the core, lifting the elbows, fixed gazing point. Breathe here. And then we'll step back into that high lunge. So nice and controlled. Release the arms. And we'll come into cow face on the other side. So bending the right elbow. Internally rotating that left shoulder. Maybe interlacing. You can always just grab clothing here. Cow face arms, high lunge. Breathing. Then unravel, pushing the arms out to the side, back up to the sky. Plant the hands. Take your vinyasa, whichever one is good for you. You can always skip it, go straight to dog. And we'll all meet there to reconnect, reconvene, reflect. And then bring the knees down to the floor and we'll work on some more upper body strength. So we'll come into these like little yogi push-ups. So you'll come onto the knees and lock the legs together. So you're activating the core, the inner thighs, the feet. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. And really make a mindful effort to keep the elbows into the sides. You're going to bend the elbows, maybe bring the head down, and then come back up. So this is a lot harder than it looks. So this is working on front shoulder strength. Elbows in, head comes down, inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. One more. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. And then just sit back. Shake out the wrists. So when we incorporate these little drills into our practice, it really helps build the strength in the shoulders and the arms that help us when we move into arm balances. And then plant the hands, tuck the toes, we'll come back, downward facing dog. Take a free breath here. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps up between the hands. Plant the back foot so you've got heel to arch alignment. Warrior two. So keeping these hips neutral. Mine has a tendency to lift the back hip, so I really have to make a conscious effort to keep this straight. Arms out to a T. We'll move into side angle pose. So you can bring the elbow to the thigh, sweep the top arm down, up and around. Really reach out of that waist. This right glute is sucked under, right knee above right ankle, reaching out of the waist. Knife edge of the back foot is glued to the earth. You can stay here or bring this left arm behind. Maybe come into a bind. So this bottom hand does the grabbing. Grab the fingertips, the hand or the wrist. Lengthen out of the waist. Breathe here. So try not to collapse onto the leg. Use the strength of the core here. And if you've got the bind, slowly release. We'll come back up to warrior two. Just reverse it to release that right side body that was a bit crunched there. Inhale, come back up. And we'll sweep round into high lunge. Right hand comes on the back of the left thigh. Come into this high lunge twist. So open in the chest here, feeling twist in the upper back, mid back. Then inhale, come back up. Plant the hands, step back. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. And then inhale, left leg lifts, left foot steps to the middle of the mat. Come up, warrior two. Get your stable base. Front knee over front ankle. Knife edge of the back foot on the earth, the inner seam of the back leg active. And then left hand or elbow comes to left thigh. Sweep this top arm down, up and around, reaching out of the waist. For modified side angle. Few breaths here. Keeping the core active. And then come into the bind, so bring this top hand behind. Maybe this goes under and bind. So if you can't get the bind, you can always do a half bind or grab clothing or use a belt. Opening the front of the shoulders here and the chest. Really strengthening the legs. And then release. We'll just move into reverse warrior to release that left side body. And then come back up, swing around into high lunge. Left hand comes on the back of the left thigh, reaching out of the waist for this twist here. And inhale, return to center. Take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then bring the knees down onto the floor. And we'll just come into a child's pose. So pick the version that feels good for you. I kind of like stacking my fists lately. This keeps the neck neutral. Connects with the third eye. And then we'll come up, move into a couple of seated poses. Also work on the shoulders as well as the lower body. So bring the right knee in, plant that right foot flat to the earth, take your fist, get a space in between the heel and the inner thigh. Inhale this right arm to the sky, and exhale, lean forward inside the right leg. Internally rotate the shoulder, bring this hand back, maybe bind the other one. If the bind is not within your reach, just grab clothing. Inhale, lengthen out of the waist, and exhale, come forward. So trying to keep the shoulders parallel to the earth. Reaching out of the waist. Neck is long. And inhale, come back up. Bring this right foot over the left leg. Come into a twist, so you can bend this foot behind like this. Right hand comes behind. Inhale the left arm to the sky. And exhale, twist from here so you get this hooked. Bringing this into the midline. So this might be your position for the twist, or you can also go for a bind. So this left hand sneaks in between this triangle that made by the thigh and the shin. This hand comes behind, bind, and then really lengthen out of the waist, straighten the spine, and look over the shoulder. So this is a very pretzel-y kind of yoga pose. Really hug everything into the midline. Even breaths. Sometimes it can be quite hard to breathe in these twists. We compress in our breathing organs. So just keep it as steady as you can. And inhale back to center. Unravel the arms. And we'll come into cow face pose from here. So shuffling the sit bones so they're between the feet. Stacking the knee. So this pose is one of my enemies, but it is what it is. And I keep practicing it. So if this is too much, remember you can always straighten this bottom leg. Inhale this left arm up to the sky. Bend the elbow. You can stay here or maybe interlace. Lengthen out of the waist. Maybe come forward. This is for cow face pose. When you do lean forward, the hips do become a little bit more accessible. So you can use the hands pressing into the upper back to keep the spine straight. Surrendering down. Inhale, come up. Press the arms out to the side to release. And we'll do something funky to change the other side. So we'll do that sequence in reverse on the other side. So keeping the legs where they are. Come up. And you're just going to turn around towards your left. So then the other leg ends up on top. And come into cow face on this side. So it might be a bit different for you on each side. Settle here. Remember, you can always have that bottom leg extended straight for half Gomukhasana. Inhale the right arm up. Bend the elbow, use the left hand to really snuggle this down the mid back. Internally rotate the other arm, the left, and then interlace. You can stay upright or lean forward out of the waist. And breathe. So observing. There's a lot going on in this pose. And when there's a lot going on in these poses, our minds can become a little bit chaotic. But we always have the constant of the breath to bring our awareness to. So focusing on those long inhales and long exhales, calming the nervous system. Inhale, come back up. Release the arms, pushing out to the side. And then moving into that twist on the other side. So this left foot comes flat to the earth. You can always have this right leg extended as well. Bringing this close to the midline. Inhale the right arm to the sky and rotate, twisting from here. Hooking the elbow. This might be your position. Or if it feels okay, maybe you combined on this side. Lengthening the spine, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, breathing. And then inhale back to center. Release those arms. Right leg stretches out in front and this left leg comes flat to the earth with a fist space between the thigh and the foot. Right arm behind. Inhale the left arm up. Lean the left arm in between the thigh. And then maybe bind. Keeping that right foot flexed. Shoulders parallel to the earth. Descending over the extended leg. Even breaths. And inhale, come back up. Release the leg, just shake it out. Just stretch the front of the body. So we've done a lot of sort of crunching forward, so just releasing the psoas. Hands come with the fingertips facing towards the glutes. Lift the chest, open the shoulders, ground into the feet, which are hip distance apart. Just come up into reverse tabletop. You can let the head fall back if that feels okay. Just opening the whole of the front body here. And then release down. Release the body down onto the earth, using the strength of the core in super slow motion. Feet come underneath the knees, hip distance apart, palms to the earth. And then lift the hips into bridge pose. Again, opening this front of the hip. Using all the weight is on the shoulders, keeping the upper back wide. Breathe here. You can close the eyes. So remember, this pose is also known as the pose of forgiveness, and maybe you can think of one thing that you can forgive yourself for. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself, and imagine there's a stream running underneath your body, underneath your bridge, and just allow this thing to fall into the stream and be carried away by the current, never to be thought of again. Sometimes we hold on to things for years and we beat ourselves up about things we did or decisions we made that happened like 20 years ago. Serves no purpose. And then exhale, slowly release down. Just allow the knees to gently rock side to side, releasing the lower back. And then we'll move into Savasana. So just release the feet out. Allow them to fall gently to the side. Palms are facing upwards by the sides of the body. Allow the fingers to curl gently. Back of the neck is long, the chin is tucked, the jaw is relaxed, tongue is relaxed, the eyes are closed, brain is relaxed. Melt into the earth. And surrender here. And just start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Coming back into the room, coming back into the body. Interlace the fingers overhead. Take a full body stretch. Then bring the knees in one by one into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe rocking gently side to side on the sacrum. And then fall over onto your favorite side into a fetal position. Take a moment here. And then keeping the eyes closed when you're ready, just push yourself up using helping hands to a comfortable seated position. The palms face down on the knees. Shoulders over the hips. Shoulders relaxed, chin parallel to the earth. And bring the palms to the chest. Thank you for practicing this class with me today. I hope you have a little bit more mobility in your shoulders and some strength. And then rub the palms together. And give yourself a hug. Just rub the tops of your arms, releasing that oxytocin, that feel-good hormone. And slowly open the eyes. So thank you for practicing with me today. Remember, I do have those 3 upcoming live workshops. If you're interested, just click the link below this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and share it with anyone that you think may benefit. It's always good to keep our shoulders open and strong. We do so much crunching over devices and over the computer. We're always hunched, so it's really good to open this joint up, keep it mobile, keep us young and healthy for as long as we can. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.